Three, two. Of course, it's Angela Hill back here in a program. Finally, it's been a while since I've gotten you on. Nina Ansaroff coming in November 11th. It's coming up here pretty quick. And a training camp, but you had Halloween. If people know you and follow you, they know that you love cosplay. So obviously, Halloween is one of your mecca days. But you're in training camps. You couldn't partake the way you normally would. You couldn't go out and have as much adult fun as you wanted to. How did you
Yeah.
kind of tone it down but still have fun on Halloween?
Well, we have our little spots. Like we went to Thorn Street Brewery. It's like it's a brewery nearby our gym, and one of our fighters train or works there, Paulina Granados.
Hmm.
So we just went there and like did like a little low key thing. Took some photos, for
Yeah.
social media and stuff. And then went and got dinner and called it a night. So yeah, it was pretty low key. Like I was able to have like a few sips of beer
Yeah.
and pretend that I was like partying and watch everyone else enjoy their beers. But it was fun. It was kind of cool because we went there and I knew there was a costume contest, but like I didn't expect us to like actually participate in it. Especially because it was like supposed to be like 7 o'clock that they had it. So we walked in at like maybe like 8 or something, and then they're like, okay, let's announce the winners, and we're like getting our beers or whatever, and they're like, and in second place, He-Man, and I'm like, what? I won. So so that was pretty cool,
That's awesome.
with like $25 gift certificate,
Oh,
and
good.
yeah, it was dope. So yeah, it was fun. We got to like hang out, have a little costume party, and my friends came out and stuff, and my husband dressed up as Skeletor.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
yeah,
I saw
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
That's it's pretty dope. That's pretty good. That was a good little combo. So you seem to be one of the few fighters that actually can have fun during a training camp. You actually take a minute out of your day and go, no, I'm gonna have fun for the next 45 minutes or an hour or for the next 2 hours. I'm not gonna go crazy. Not gonna drink a six pack or anything, but I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. Do you find it hard sometimes when you're hanging out with other teammates that are in training camp? You're like, hey, let's go do this one thing real quick for a couple hours, and they're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go out. But then they're always leaning on you to go out, even though you're in training camp.
Yeah. No, we have a bunch of party animals in the gym. I actually like it helps me because like there'll be days where I just go on a binge, and I'll go out with like someone like Wilson
Mhm.
Reyes or Wilson Hayes
Yeah.
rather, or Danny Martinez, and we'll get fucked up, and then like they'll be in the gym the next day, and I'm like, what? How are you there? And then like I'll find out one of them are fighting in 2 weeks, and I'm like, what? You're crazy. So yeah, after hanging out with those guys, I'm like, I have no excuse. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how fucked up I get, like one day I can always show up in the gym the next day and just like, just get my little hour in at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think everyone's really understanding. Like we have a bunch of group. Like the girls actually went out on like Saturday, and I got jealous. I was like, I want to go out too. Like they went
Yeah.
out and dressed up and stuff. But then like on the day that I went out, Beck was too tired because she was in fight camp too. But
Yeah.
it's like everyone understands. Like you have days where you're just like pissy, moody, tired.
Yeah.
Like everything's built up. And you just need to decompress. You just need to like not look at anyone or talk to anyone. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's been there before, so it's never an issue. It helps to have fighter friends.
Yeah.
It's never like if you don't want to hang out, they're like, oh, but then they're like, okay.
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. So every training camp now has got to be a little bit different for everybody, for every athlete, because the sport keeps evolving.
Mhm.
Technology gets better. The supplements get better. Of course, with USADA now checking everything, you have to be very careful of that. I mean, so it's every training camp you have to like adjust a little bit. What did you adjust for this training camp?
I don't know. Like, I kind of stuck to the same schedule for the most part. I think build wise, my opponents a lot like my last one. Like Ansaroff and Yoder are both like
Mm.
kind of tall, on the bigger side of like the straw weights. Kind of gangly, like
Yeah.
so. So I feel like it was similar. There were similar preparations, just like trying to cinch in the things that I didn't like about my last fight. Just trying to work on that stuff and yeah, I mean it was definitely pretty similar though. Got in a lot of rounds with back, a lot of rounds with the girls. Like I actually this camp was nice because the camp beforehand I mostly only had the guys to train with. So it's good. Like it keeps you tough, but you get so tired trying to like even the guys who fight at 25 pounds, like they're so big and strong
Yeah,
in comparison to a girl that fights at 25 pounds. So like yeah, this fight camp I was able to train a lot with the girls at my gym and just like yeah, it helps with your confidence a lot. It helps you figure out what you can and can't do against someone who might be a little bigger but is still like a woman.
yeah,
Um, Still flexible like a woman. So
yeah.
there's stuff you can't like get away with, or you can't get certain subs that you can maybe get with a guy. So yeah, it's been a good camp. It's been like really smooth. I've been able to just flow into each day. Never felt like too groggy or too messed
Oh,
up. So yeah, it's been like a pretty smooth camp. I'm excited. I'm excited
when,
about finally punching someone in the face.
yeah, that's not a friend. You actually get to punch somebody that you're not friends with in
Yeah,
the face.
yeah. Especially, I don't
When
know.
I first interviewed you, you had a hard time finding women that could help mimic your opponents. It was because a struggle for a little while for you just to find women to train with, and then finding ones you can mimic your opponent to help you get ready specifically for whatever Nina is going to do. It sounds like you had a plethora of women to work out with, and ones that could mimic Nina Ansaroff's style. Was there any
Mm-hmm.
one particular person that you like called up every day to make sure you got to be at the gym today because I need that particular system that you're using because I need it for my gym prep? Or do all the girls show up all the time every day no matter what?
I mean, we have a consistent like group, like a consistent base group. Like a lot of the girls who are at the gym now, they're there for good. Like they're not just coming in and out during fight camp. I think the only person who does that is Beck, just because she,
In
has it
Australia?
in Australia,
Yeah,
and like that'd be a whole ordeal for her to come over full time. But yeah, it's funny. Like our coach had this bright idea that like, oh hey, you fight like Beck's opponent, and Beck fights like your opponent, so we're gonna have you guys spar like every sparring day. So yeah, like I don't know, I don't really see it, but I guess there's certain things they do that are similar. Like I think Ansaroff likes to bang a little bit. I think she kind of likes her range more, where Beck like just wants to get in your face and mess you up. So we've had like a lot of like good
yeah.
boxing rounds and good striking sessions and stuff like that. But yeah, like I don't know. I think for the most part, yeah, just being able to feel different people and different styles, like I think that's the best preparation, because like it keeps you thinking on your toes. Like everyone's a little different,
Yeah.
no one at the gym fights the same, like out of the guys and the girls. And Eric, he doesn't try to put you in a box and make you fight the same. Like
Yeah.
he embraces what makes you different and what works for you, and just tries to make the things that you do that get you in trouble and not get you in trouble as much.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool place to be, because it's not like a cookie cutter system. Like everyone has different, like different pad combinations that they do when they're like working with a coach. Everyone works on like slightly different like grappling technique, wrestling techniques. Especially when we're getting ready for a fight, we'll work on things specifically that we want to cinch up or try to accomplish in the fight. So yeah, it's been like yeah, it's been a lot of that. Just
Okay.
having that conveyor belt of like different girls to go with, and always switching it up, always getting different looks.
I want to ask you something real quick about Beck Rollins. I interviewed her and she said she's much happier this training camp because she's going up in weight and
Yeah.
she's able to eat more and do all that. She's not usually when I interview her, she's kind of a little bitchy because she's sore and tired. And then, but the real
Yeah.
factor is her cutting up so much weight. She was super happy when I talked to her. Like, and it wasn't like the end of the day off. It was in between practices, and she was getting ready to go back to work out again.
Nice.
And she was extremely. Is she happier? Is she really happier? Or is she just putting a front on?
She lying. That bitch is sad. No.
That's
She
funny.
she wanted a donut. No, she's happier. Like I was asking her the other day, and we kind of sit around the same weight, in comparison to our fight weights now. Whereas before it was just like, anytime I'd be like, "Oh, what's your weight at?" She just like, you could see just like the, frustration on her face because it was just so much weight to cut.
Yeah.
And it affects everything. It affects your performance, but it also affects how much punishment you can take. In camp, she could take a punch, she could take a kick to the head and be all right. But like in a fight, like just having that water drained out of your brain and then put back in, you're never like fully recovered.
Right.
Weight cut like that. So I don't know how she did it for that long, and I'm happy for her. I'm happy that they finally like introduced 25 because like so many girls, not just her, but so many girls were like killing themselves to make the weight. And sometimes they would be all right and be able to use that weight advantage, but a lot of times they hurt themselves and maybe not the fight, but the next fight or the fight after that, they really started to see like health issues and
Yeah.
just stupid injuries that could have been easily prevented by just not having to run a million miles a day or not having to just like kill yourself to on very little calories to make that weight on fight day. So yeah, I'm really happy for her. She definitely seems more chipper. It's
Yeah.
like weirded out by how smooth everything's going and how like energetic she feels. She's like, why am I so like? Why do I feel so good? I shouldn't feel this good. I'm just like, so yeah, it's cool to see that, and I'm happy for her. I hope she fucks JoJo up and really shows like how beastly she can be at a healthy weight.
That's really cool of you to be able to put that much support behind, which could have been at one time she could have been an opponent because you guys are sitting at the same weight class, even though you're in the same gym. It could have mathematically worked out where you guys had to fight at some point, and you're still like totally fine with it. You're totally pushing her, and you're supporting her, and you're trying to make it, and you're hoping that she's doing just as good as you do when you go out, and that's kind of nice to see. A lot of the athletes in their gyms, they do support their teammates, but they're only going to support them as far as not being in the same weight class. If you're in my weight class, I'm not going to support you. And then it's like, because we're eventually going to have to do battle. And we hear about all the stories, this guy becoming champ and this guy's number 2 contender, and they have to separate camps because they're in the same place. And it happens all the time. But it's just nice
Yeah.
to see, how supportive you guys are down there with Eric Defoe and Alliance, like how much the team supports itself all the way around. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Like I don't like teammates fighting each other. I think it's kind of a shitty situation. Obviously people can be swayed for the right amount of money, but usually it's peanuts,
Yeah.
and it's like what's gonna happen when you spend all that money and then you don't have anyone to like, train with, to
Yep.
grow with. Like what's gonna happen after that? So yeah, usually you're not gonna be able to fight your teammate for like, Diaz McGregor money or something like
Right.
that. No, it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. It's gonna be like maybe like 50 G's or something like that, and it's like, well, what was the whole like, now
Yeah.
we have animosity between each other. Now we kind of you're always gonna be thinking, oh, they're gonna want a rematch, or they're always like collecting data on me when instead you can just fucking say you're not gonna do
Yeah.
it.
And just train and get it done with. Yeah. Yeah.
Help
No, I
each
get
other
it.
and have like a normal fucking healthy relationship with each other. So yeah, I think that's a really shitty way of thinking, and I feel like all the guys at the gym are like that.
Yeah.
Like I see Dom helping out all the guys, whether they're like bantamweights, or whatever, and it's always a possibility. You don't know what the future holds, but like really, like there's so many people to fight. Like it's so easy to get another opponent. So
Yeah. There are a lot of people now that fight, and And
Yeah.
especially when in the UFC, it only takes, even if they're not in the UFC at the time, they get the phone call, hey, do you want to fight in 2 weeks? But it's a UFC card and you're going to be, on the Fox Sports 1 broadcast. Yes. Like they don't care what the money is. They just want to get in the show so they can be part of the show. So there's definitely
Yeah.
enough guys, enough girls out there that you can find if you can't, if the only shot is a teammate, you can definitely find somebody else. It's super easy.
Yeah.
So
Unless it's Andrade.
yeah, yeah,
then they'll
true.
then they'll wait for a month.
Yeah, exactly. So, how do you, when you look at these Nina's tape, and I'm sure you're watching her fight and looking at her old fights and trying to figure out who she is as a fighter. How do you see yourself finishing her?
Oh. um, I think I can catch her standing. I really do. Uh, I don't know. I think she allows herself to be pressured. She might try to come aggressive at first, but I think I've proven that I'm pretty hard to hit. So yeah, I think it's definitely. I win it on the feet. I haven't seen a lot of her grappling. Like the only thing I've seen is I think she caught someone's kick and took him down off of that. I think the fight that she won. What was it? Who was it? The girl that she beat in the UFC.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't.
One of the twins. She has a twin sister.
Oh, from Arizona.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I know.
beat. I think she like kind of
Yeah, I
grappled
talk to her all the time. Oh my God, I'm trying to name her blank. Oh Jesus.
I
Yeah,
know
I know.
I
Yeah,
know that she is. Like it's not like she's
Lieberger,
not known.
Justin Lieberger. Fuck, it's driving me
Light
crazy.
rider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
driving me nuts. Sorry, I apologize. It's that name should pop. Like, I talk to her all the time. Like, it should pop up.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, so she I think she did alright against her. Like I mean she finished her, I think.
yeah.
So I know she's been working a lot on her jits, and I know that's probably where she thinks she can finish me. Or at least like, outpoint me is on the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna make her uncomfortable, keep her where she doesn't want to be. And then if she does take her down, I feel like I'm prepared for that as well.
I'll go back for a second to the statement you just said. You've proven that you are pretty hard to hit, and you are. And I watch your fights, and I have got to keep from yelling at the TV because your hands are low, and you kind of have this weird
That's not on
style
purpose.
that obviously works for you. Like if I had the exact same style, I would have been knocked out every single time I fought. Like I just can't. I don't have that ability. I don't have the head motion or the foot speed that you do. So it just doesn't work for me. It works well. Does Eric yell at you sometimes about changing your defensive posture, or does he? Because he's not a guy that's going to change everything about you, but he will fix a couple mistakes, like you said. Or is he just content that, hey, this is just the way she is? Let's make this better. And he has some other techniques that he does to make that defense a little bit better without having to adjust your hands up or down.
Well, I blame that on Eric. I feel like he did that to me. Um, because like when I first got to Alliance, I still had a very like straightforward, like just kind of walk
Mm-hmm.
into the eye of the storm type fighting style. Like I just walk straight forward, try to hit hard. And like a Muay Thai style, and it didn't. It was bad when I got matched up against a wrestler, even just someone who knew one takedown and could do it really well. Like I think the one takedown that like always gets someone walking forward is that stupid trip takedown that girls
Yeah,
do. Like they
yeah,
go in for a double and then they swing their leg around and they
yeah.
grab the leg as you're backing out of the double, and they get this like stupid trip to takedown. Like you never see it happen on the guys. You always see it happen on the girls. I hate it. It's so annoying. But when you just go forward and back, like it's so easy to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's super easy to get that takedown. So he got me moving laterally, moving side to side, just using a lot of footwork, a lot of head movement, which I also didn't do before. And when you start moving your shoulders, your arms start moving too, and
Yep.
it's hard to like keep one up when the other is going back and forth. So yeah, I think like all the like bobbing and weaving stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that all comes from Eric, but I guess I kind of like do things a little weird now that I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's cool because like I definitely feel more comfortable as an MMA fighter with the movement. And I feel
Okay.
like before I still felt like I was like I almost felt like I was walking on stilts, you know, when I was doing when I would fight MMA with my like Muay Thai striking style, and then suddenly the girls underneath me, you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
what is happening? Like I just feel like people just keep like knocking my stilts out from
Okay.
under me. So yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable now with that like kind of boxing, like head movement and footwork.
Mhm.
As an MMA fighter, I think it just helps flow with my style and keeps me just like kind of ready for whatever.
It works, and it makes the fans pay attention too because the way you kind of move, and it is a weird motion to see on camera. It's like a weird, like sometimes I hit freeze, like what the hell is she doing right there? Like I don't understand. And she landed that punch from where? Like it was a perfectly straight hip rotated bang, just smacked her. And I'm like, how'd she get there? I don't even, because your arms were all down and you were like the damn used car salesman thing that they got on the outside. I'm like,
Oh,
what the
nice.
hell did she just do? And literally some of the stuff you do, it throws me for a loop because I do
Uh,
not understand how you can go from where you are to instantaneously getting back to a perfect technical right down the center, smash them, like, bang, and then you're right back to waving your arms again. I'm like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So yeah, you obviously you take bits and pieces from other people and you make them your own, and then it works. And it's. I gotta say, so Eric was like, "Oh, Beck, your opponent kind of fights like Angela. Angela, your opponent kind of fights like Beck. Let's kind of put you together." I kind of disagree. I don't see. I'm really having a hard time trying to figure out any girl or guy for that matter that can fight the way that you fight on your stand up, the way that you move. And a lot of times your bait is your head's forward and
mm.
you kind of feed them, oh look, I'm moving and my head's right there, and they go to swing and you're already 6 inches gone. And so they had a perfectly timed, fully straight punch and it's just hitting air. And they go, oh, not there, haha, and you're moving.
Don't tell them all my secrets. No.
Don't it's incredible to watch. It really is. If you get on and you look at your movement, it's pretty fascinating to watch. So um,
Yeah.
one more question before I get you out of here. There can be situations where girls that are more entertaining, well, guys too, it doesn't matter who it is, fighters that are more entertaining, run their mouths a little bit more, tend to get the bigger fights, and now it's turning into payday fights. Everyone's trying to get the big, everyone wants to fight Conor. You fight Conor, you get big pay. That's just how it is. Diaz is waiting for Conor to come back because he wants to get big pay. And why fight a bunch of smaller fights and make, a quarter of the money when it is wait one time and fight and make that big payday? Do you feel like sometimes that and I mean I don't think I was not coming from your manager. Butler's not telling you. Brian's not going, hey, make this happen. Because I know I talk to Brian quite often. He's one of my friends, so I know his management style. He's not telling you to do it, but you naturally have that game about you. When you were in Invicta, your cosplay was great. Everyone wanted to watch your weigh-ins. But do you feel like now that you're getting a little bit more pressure to be more entertaining and almost more entertaining because your fight style is entertaining? They're trying to make you more entertaining through social media as well. Are you kind of feeling that little bit of extra pressure?
Not really. Like I feel like for women they expect us to just kind of like smile and like not do anything, like just be like a little I don't know, like a little nice like quiet thing in the
I
corner.
will tell you this. I follow most of the women that fight, and I follow most of the guys that fight, and I can tell you how many times I've seen a guy wake up and be like, morning bedhead in his underwear on the bed, with a t-shirt on. But then the girls do it almost every day. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
that's just what it is. That's how they sell themselves on that side, and the
yeah,
guys do different things on the other side. Like a lot more shooting, a lot more car stuff on the guy side, and the girls are more about coffee in bed and playing with their kittens and making out with their puppies. That's what they're doing. That's just what it
yeah.
is.
No, they want us to be cute and adorable, and they want us to be like, like, oh my god, I can't believe she's a fighter. She's so adorable. And then they want the guys to be like these big, like cavemen, like beating their chest. Oh, oh, I'm gonna beat you up, and it's like it's so gross and it's so like juvenile. I feel like. But you know, like I kind of feel pressure from not pressure, but
Yeah.
like I feel encouraged to show my own personal style of promoting myself, which is
Yeah.
like cosplay and the fun shit. Like it's
Video
really
gaming and I saw that post when
yeah, and the gaming and stuff.
Demetrius won some award because he was like third or something in some massive thing. And you're like, I'm trying to get there as fast as I can to catch you. And I
It
mean,
was. Oh wait, what was it?
who was it? It was you. You
Oh,
posted
that
the
Jin's
oh,
Pulver.
Jens Pulver. Yeah, that's right. Was
Yeah.
it World of Warcraft? Is that what it was?
It was this new game called H1Z1. It's been
Okay.
out for like a couple years, but it's like I don't really like the style of game it is. It's like the next step from first person shooter. It's battle royale.
Okay.
So everyone drops down on a map. You have to be the last one alive
Yeah.
out of like 100 or 70 or something like that. And like the map just keeps getting like smaller and smaller until like you and like 10 other people in this like like this 20-foot radius circle, and you're all just like trying to be the last one alive. So yeah, I don't really like it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's too much sitting around and waiting. Hurry up and waiting, and like yeah, I don't know. I like running in and dying and going, okay, this time,
Yeah.
like that's my style of like a
Yeah.
first person shooter. But yeah, Jins, and Mighty Mouse all did this invitational. It was like a celebrity type thing. So I guess it was like they were still all pro gamers, but then they also had like I guess us as like a curveball.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe these guys are gonna win. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I didn't do as bad as I thought I would, but I basically my whole strategy was just to like hide in a house for for as long as possible, and then every now and then I go, you know what, I'm gonna kill someone, and then I die. So
I'm gonna get
so
you. No,
yeah,
I'm
I didn't
not. I'm not. That's awesome.
it was a valiant performance, though. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
out on my field, so
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Angela, thanks so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your train camp. This fight's gonna be great. Saturday, November 11th. I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um,
yay! Thanks
there,
for having.
I think it's a great fight for you. When I look at it on paper and kind of analyze it a little bit and look at it, I think it's a great fight for you between you and Nina. I think it's going to be a lot of fireworks, but I do also see you beating her. So it's one of those
Yay!
fights where I'm kind of
Good.
like, Anna should be able to pull this one off. Nina should be. She's gonna, she's got some mistakes. Everyone's got some mistakes, but I just feel like you're better in most of the spaces that things need to happen. So
Yay! Me too. I agree with you.
one of the rare times you and I agree. All right, Angela, have a
Awesome.
good rest of your night. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Take care.